Xiamen Hokkien Ē-mûiⁿ to the power of n, also historically known as Amoy, is a major city on the southeast coast of China. It is administered as a sub-provincial city of Fujian province, with an area of 1,699.39 square kilometers and population of 3,531,347 at the 2010 census. The city's urban area includes the old urban island area and covers all 6 districts of Xiamen, and has a total urban population of 1,861,289. It also borders Quanzhou to the north and Zhangzhou, making this a unique built-up area of more than 5 million people. The Jonipoon Islands, administered by the Republic of China, are less than 10 kilometers away, being one of the major Hokkien-speaking cities in the world and the largest in China. Xiamen and the surrounding southern Fujian cities and counties such as Zhangzhou and Quanzhou are the ancestral homes to large communities of overseas Chinese in Southeast Asia, especially Singapore, various parts of Malaysia as well as the Indonesian Rai province. The city was a treaty port in the 19th century and one of the 4 original special economic zones opened to foreign investment and trade when China began economic reforms in the early 1980s. It is endowed with educational and cultural institutions supported by the overseas Chinese diaspora. The city is known for its mild climate, Hokkien influence and colonial architecture, as well as low pollution. In 2006, Xiamen was ranked as China's 2nd most suitable city for living, as well as China's most romantic leisure city in 2011. City name. The area where Xiamen now exists was known as Tonga in some Han Dynasty records, though the area was not significantly settled by Han Chinese until several centuries later. Xiamen Island itself was known as Quanzhou, California, 976 AD until Ming Dynasty General Zhou Dexing built the Xiamen Castle on the island in 1387 AD to defend against Japanese pirates. The city's former Chinese name may have referred to the position at the mouth of the Nine-Dragon River. The vernacular reading of these characters in Zhangzhou Hokkien is the source of the English name Amoy. The Zhangzhou dialect is still spoken in the west and southwest of the city. Later, the authorities found the former name too unrefined and changed it to the modern toponym, which has the same pronunciation in Mandarin, but not necessarily in Hokkien, and literally means the gate of the head mansion. In Hokkien, the name continues to be pronounced Ē-mûiⁿ to the power of n, Minnesota G, effectively using the older name. History. During the early Jin dynasty, the place was made Tonga County in 282. During the Song dynasty, the city was a seaport open to foreign trade. The Chinese scientist and statesman Shen Kuo spent some of his youth there while his father was a local bureaucrat on the government staff. In 1387, the Ming dynasty built a fort in Xiamen, then part of Quanzhou, to guard against pirates. After the Manchu Qing dynasty overthrew the Ming in 1644, Ming loyalist Koxinga used Xiamen as a base to launch counterattacks against the invading Manchus from 1650 to 1660. In 1656, he named Xiamen Island Siming, or remembering the Ming. In 1661, Koxinga drove the Dutch from Taiwan and moved his operations there. The Manchus renamed the island Xiamen. The city was renamed by the Manchus in 1680 to Xiamen sub-prefecture. The name Siming was changed back after the 1912 Xinhai Revolution overthrew the Qing dynasty and the settlement was made a county. Later it reverted to the name Xiamen City. In 1949, Xiamen became a provincially administered city, then was upgraded to a vice-province class city, or a municipality. Today, Xiamen is the name of main city district of downtown Xiamen. In 1541, European traders first visited Xiamen, which was China's main port in the 19th century for exporting tea. As a result, Hokkien had a major influence on how Chinese terminology was translated into European languages. For example, the words Amoy tea, cum shore, and pico, kowtow, and possibly Japan and ketchup originated from the Hokkien. During the First Opium War between Britain and China, the British captured the city in the Battle of Amoy on 26 August 1841. Xiamen was one of the 5 Chinese treaty ports opened by the Treaty of Nanking at the end of the war. As a result, it was an early entry point for Protestant missions in China. European settlements were concentrated on the islet of Gulangyu off the main island of Xiamen. Today, Gulangyu is known for colonial architecture and the tradition of piano playing and organized sports. Many natives of Xiamen and southern Fujian emigrated to Southeast Asia and Taiwan during the 19th and early 20th century, spreading Hokkien language and culture overseas. Some of the diaspora later returned to fund universities and cultural institutions in Xiamen. An estimated 220,000 Xiamen residents are returning overseas Chinese and their kin. Some 350,000 overseas Chinese traced their ancestry to Xiamen. During World War II, Xiamen was occupied by Japan from May 1938 to September 1945. In the Chinese Civil War that followed, the islands of Xiamen and Gulangyu were captured by Communist forces in October 1949, but an assault on the island of Jinmen was repelled by nationalist defenders. The battle line of the war remained in the narrow channel between Xiamen and Jinmen. In 1955 and 1958, mainland China escalated Cold War political tensions by shelling offshore islands held by Taiwan, including Jinmen, in what became known as the First and Second Taiwan Strait crisis. The nationalists responded by reinforcing Jinmen and shelling Xiamen. Due to political tensions, the eastern half of Xiamen Island and much of the Fujian coast facing the offshore islands remained undeveloped in the 1960s and 1970s. The water police and post office were situated directly across the water from the American embassy. When China began to reform its economy, Xiamen was made one of the original special economic zones in 1980 to attract foreign investment, particularly from overseas Chinese. The city grew and prospered from foreign investment and trade. On April 18, 1988, Xiamen was approved a sub-provincial administrative status, and is specifically designated in the state plan. In 2001, the governments of mainland China and Taiwan agreed to initiate the 3 mini-links and restored ferry, commercial and mail links between the mainland and offshore islands. Trade and travel between Xiamen and Jinmen was restored and later expanded to include direct air travel to Taiwan. In 2010, travelers between Xiamen and Jinmen made 1.31 million trips. In 1999, the largest corruption scandal in China's history was uncovered in Xiamen, implicating up to 200 government officials. Li Changxing is alleged to have run an enormous smuggling operation, which financed the city's football team, film studios, largest construction project, and a vast brothel rented to him by the local Public Security Bureau. According to Time, locals used to joke that Xiamen should change its name to Ē-mûiⁿ, the name of Li's company. Quote, they subsequently claimed that potential investors were discouraged by the taint of corruption. Geography. Xiamen comprises Xiamen Island, Gulangyu Island, and part of the rugged mainland coastal region from the left bank of the Jiulong River in the west to the islands of Chang'an in the northeast. The city centers on Xiamen Island, which is divided between Huli District and Siming District. The city's 4 other districts, Haikang, Jimai, Tonga and Zhangzhou, are all located on the mainland. The Gaoji Causeway, built in 1955 to 1957, transformed Xiamen Island into a peninsula, and so it was termed in the heady propaganda of the time. Just east of Xiamen Island of the Jinmen Islands, also spelled Kinmen and known as Amoy, at the nearest points. Greater Jinmen is about 10 kilometers from Xiamen Island, and Lesser Jinmen, also known as Liu, is about 6 kilometers away. The Republic of China, based in Taiwan, governs the Jinmen Islands. Climate: Xiamen has a monsoonal humid subtropical climate, characterized by long, hot and humid summers and short, mild and dry winters. The warmest month is July, with a 24-hour average of 27.8 degrees Celsius, and oddly, the coolest month is February, averaging 12.4 degrees Celsius. The annual mean is 20.42 degrees Celsius. Extremes since 1951 have ranged from 1.5 degrees Celsius on the 29th of December 1991 to 39.2 degrees Celsius on the 20th of July 2007. Spring, both by humidity and percentage of sunshine, is the dampest season, but typhoons in late summer and early autumn can make the latter period wetter overall. Summer and autumn are marked by comparatively sunny conditions, while autumn is warm and dry. The annual rainfall is 1,350 mm, with monthly possible sunshine ranging from 24% in March to 56% in July. The city receives 1,853 hours of bright sunshine annually. Frost occurs very rarely, and the last snowfall in the city took place in January 1893, when snow also fell at Guangzhou, Macau, in the inland parts of Hong Kong and in the hills of Taipei. Demographics. According to the 2010 census, Xiamen has a population of 3,531,347 inhabitants, almost 1.8 times the population counted for the last census in 2000. The annual average population growth was of 5.57% for the period 2000 to 2010. However, this masks the population explosion in Jimai district, which quadrupled since the prior census. Huili district's population more than doubled. The resident population was 1,967,800 in 2013 year, and with a population of 3.73 million. The total resident population is said to be 4,255,000 in December 2014, without specifying what counts as a resident. Administration. The sub-provincial city of Xiamen has direct jurisdiction over 6 districts. The information here presented uses data from 2010 census. The districts of Ximen and Huili form the Special Economic Zone. In May 2003, Gulangyu District and Kaiyuan District were merged into Ximen District. Xinglan District was merged into Jimai District, and Zhangzhou District was created out of a section of Tonga District. Economy. Xiamen has a diverse and well-developed economy. Primary economic activities include fishing, shipbuilding, food processing, tanning, textiles, machine tool manufacturing, chemical industries, telecommunications and financial services. The city has economic and trade relations with 162 countries and regions worldwide, and benefits from foreign investment, particularly capital from Hong Kong, Macau and Taiwan. In 2008, A total of 356 projects with foreign direct investment had been approved in the city, with a contractual foreign investment amount of $1.896 billion and an actual foreign investment amount of $2.042 billion. In 1992, Xiamen was ranked among the top 10 Chinese cities in relation to comprehensive strengths, with its GDP increasing by an average of over 20% annually. In 2008, Xiamen's GDP amounted to 156 billion yuan, an increase of 11.1% over the previous year, and the per capita GDP was 62,651 yuan. Further economic reforms were introduced, and this brought the total volume of imports and exports in 2008 to $45.4 billion, while that of exports totaled $29.4 billion. Xiamen is also the host of the China International Fair for Investment and Trade, held annually in early September to attract foreign direct investment into the Chinese mainland. Xiamen has excellent road, rail, air and port infrastructure. In the last few years, Xiamen has invested more than RMB 30 billion in infrastructure construction. Financial services. Xiamen has highly developed banking services. The biggest bank is the state-owned commercial bank, Sino-Foreign Joint Venture Xiamen International Bank, and solely foreign-funded Xiamen Bank. Various foreign banks that have established representative offices in Xiamen. There are more than 600 financial institutions in operation in Xiamen. Industrial zones. Xiamen Export Processing Zone is located in the south part of Haikang Development Zone, only 1.5 kilometers from Haikang Port Area, 10 kilometers from Gaoke International Airport and 3 kilometers from Haikang Railway Station. It has a favorable geographical location and well-developed transportation network, especially sea transportation. It has a total planned area of 2.4 square kilometers with 1.46 square kilometers for the first phase. Industries encouraged in the zone include biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, chemicals production and processing, heavy industry, instruments and industrial equipment production, medical equipment and supplies, research and development, shipping, warehousing, logistics, telecommunications equipment, trading and distribution. Xiamen Haikang Taiwanese Investment Zone is situated to the southeast of Xiamen Island, at the tip of the Xiamen-Zhangzhou Quanzhou Delta in South Fujian, bordering Zhangzhou City to the west, Jimai District to the north, and overlooking Xiamen Island across the narrow water. The 100-square-kilometer Haikang Taiwanese Investment Zone is the largest national Taiwanese investment zone authorized by the State Council in 1989. It is situated close to Xiamen Port. Xinglan Taiwan Merchants Development Zone was approved to be established on the 20th of May 1989 by the State Council. The planned area is 19.36 square kilometers and the current area is 12.5 square kilometers. The zone is located in Jimai, Xiamen. The main industries set up in the zone are chemistry, machinery, textile and electronics. The zone is 8 kilometers from the Xiamen-Gaoke International Airport and 3 kilometers from the 319 National Highway. Torch High-Tech Industrial Development Zone was approved by the State Council as one of China's national-level high-tech industrial development zones in March 1999. In 2001, the zone became the first to achieve 10 billion yuan per square kilometer target output level. It is located close to Xiamen-Gaoche International Airport. In 1992, Xiamen-Zhangzhou Free Trade Zone is established and approved by the State Council. The overall planning area is 0.63 square kilometers. In 2008, there are 1,100 enterprises in this park. Industries encouraged in the zone include electronics assembly and AMP, manufacturing, garment and textiles production, trading and distribution, research and development, shipping, warehousing, logistics, transportation, local transportation, Gaoji Causeway, 4 main road bridges, the Jimai, Xiamen, Xinglan and Haikang bridges, and 1 undersea tunnel, Zhangzhou Tunnel, link Xiamen Island with the mainland. The main forms of public transportation in Xiamen are bus and bus rapid transit. Xiamen's bus rapid transit system features a dedicated bus-only closed road system with stations and ticketing system similar to light rail. Most of the 115 kilometers BRT network consist of bus lanes along expressways and elevated BRT viaducts on Xiamen Island. BRT routes have no traffic lights and travel speed is limited by design to 60 km per hour. 5 BRT routes are currently in service. BRT-1 route, BRT-2 route, Quanzhou Avenue BRT route, Chengyong Avenue BRT route and connecting BRT route. The fare is 0.6 RMB per kilometer for the air-conditioned buses. The BRT is supplemented by 20 shuttle bus services that connect nearby places to the BRT stations. The shuttle bus service has a flat rate of 0.5 RMB. Fare discount is available when prepaid e-card is used. Taxis can be easily hailed in most areas of the city. Bicycles are commonly used by residents, especially on Xiamen Island. Unlike most Chinese cities, motorcycles and mopeds are not permitted in Xiamen. On the small island of Gulangyu off Xiamen Island, automobiles are also banned. Xiamen Metro has been under construction since 2013 and the first line is scheduled to start operation in 2017. A system of 3 lines has been approved so far, with plans to eventually expand to 6 lines including service to surrounding suburban areas. Road. The Fujian-Xiamen and Zhangzhou-Xiamen express highways link Xiamen with the highway network of Fujian and the neighboring provinces of Guangdong, Jiangxi and Zhejiang. There are also container freight services available between Xiamen and Shenzhen and Hong Kong. Railways. Xiamen is served by the Yingtan-Xiamen Railway, Longyun-Xiamen Railway and the Fujian-Xiamen High-Speed Railway, which are connected to China's national railway network. Direct passenger trains are available from Xiamen to Shanghai, Nanjing, Hefei, Fuzhou, Nanchang and Yingtan. The completion of the Xiamen-Shenzhen high-speed railway in late 2013 expanded train services to destinations to the west and southwest. The Xiamen railway station on the island of Xiamen is connected to the mainland by a railway bridge. The Xiamen North Railway Station is located in Jimai District. The Xiamen East Railway Station will be located in Zhangzhou District. The Xiamen Gaoke International Airport on the island of Xiamen is a main air hub in East China with flights to over 60 domestic and international destinations. Among airports in China, Gaoke ranked among the top 11 for passenger traffic, top 8 for cargo traffic and top 10 for air traffic. It can handle 27 million passengers and 666,666 tons of cargo annually. The airport is the headquarters hub of Xiamen Airlines. Xiamen has direct flights to most major cities in China and the Chinese special administrative regions of Hong Kong and Macau. flights to Amsterdam, Bangkok, Penang, Kuala Lumpur, Manila, Jakarta, and Singapore. Connects Xiamen with large communities of southern Fujian's overseas diaspora. The city also direct flights to international commercial hubs Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo, Seoul and Amsterdam, which commenced on the 29th of March 2011. Xiamen also has direct flights to Taipei, Kaohsiung and Taichung on Taiwan across the Taiwan Strait. Some Taiwanese travelers will fly to nearby Jinmen and take the ferry to Xiamen. Gaoqi Airport is located on the northern coast of Xiamen Island. A cab ride from downtown to the airport can take as little as 10 minutes. See passenger ferry. Xiamen has passenger ferry service to cities along the coast of China as well as the neighboring island of Kinmen to the east, which is administered by the Republic of China on Taiwan. These ferries are all served from the Huatong Ferry Terminal to Shutupier, Kinmen on the northeast side of the Xiamen Island. Ferries to Jinmen take 60 minutes. There are facilities in both directions allowing for quick transfers between Xiamen Gaoqi Airport and Kinmen Airport, which is very popular with large tour groups. The Heping Wharf Ferry Terminal on the southwest side of Xiamen Island offers short 5-minute boat rides to the island of Gulangyu. However, this is only accessible by Xiamen residents. Tourists and non-locals must now take a longer 20-minute ferry ride from the main international ferry terminal, also called the Dongdu International Terminal, on the southwest side of Xiamen Island. As of October 20, 2014, with a fare increase from 8 RMB to 35 RMB. This has been in order to reduce tourist numbers accessing the island in an effort to conserve it. This terminal used to have ferries taking 90 minutes to Kinmen Island but were ceased in 2014. Xiamen Port. The port of Xiamen is a large deep-water port situated on the northern part of Xiamen Island. It has an excellent natural harbor and well connected to the mainland by road and rail. The port of Xiamen has since the early 1980s been one of the busiest in China. In 2013, the port of Xiamen ranked among the top 17 ports in the world for container freight. The natural coastline in the port area is 64.5 kilometers, while the water is over 12 meters in depth. There are 81 berths for vessels of large, medium or small tonnage, including 16 deep water berths, of which 6 operate containers of over 10,000 tons. Among other cargoes handled, Xiamen is the world's largest supply base for raw tungsten materials. It is the world's largest sunglasses manufacturing base, exporting 120 million pairs each year. Xiamen is also an important base in Fujian province for making medium-sized and large modern container vessels and yachts. Tourism. Xiamen and its surrounding countryside is known for its scenery and tree-lined beaches. Gulangyu, also known as Piano Island, is a popular weekend getaway with views of the city and features many Victorian-era style European edifices. Xiamen's botanical garden is a nature lover's paradise. The Buddhist Nanputuo Temple, dating back to the Tang dynasty, is a national treasure. Xiamen is also famous for its history as a frontline in the Chinese Civil War with Taiwan over Jinmen 50 years ago. One attraction for tourists is to view Kinmen, a group of islands a few kilometers away and under Taiwanese control, from Xiamen Island. Xiamen University is a beautiful campus with old traditional buildings and a tranquil lake outside the foreign language department. Nowadays the university is open to anyone, though some form of registration may be needed during peak holidays. To avoid long registration procedure, you may enter the university from 3 smaller gates which are across the Beicheng Beach. Water Garden Expo Park has a planning area of about 6.76 square kilometers, which consists of 5 exhibition park islands, 4 ecological landscapes, islands and 2 peninsulas, including the main pavilion, Chinese Education Park, Marine Culture Island, Spa Island and other functional areas and related facilities. Culture. The local vernacular is Amoy, a dialect of Southern Min, also called Hokkien. Amoy is widely used and understood across the southern region of Fujian province as well as overseas. While it is widely spoken in and around Xiamen, the Amoy dialect has no official status, and the official language of all government business is Mandarin. Xiamen is famous for South music, Xiamen Philharmonic Orchestra, puppet show, Gezi opera, temple celebration events, and the world-famous singer, Ivy. Music. Gulang Yu in Xiamen is an island of 1.78 square kilometers. It is also called Piano Island by locals. Piano music drifts from the villas and lingers throughout the island's narrow streets. Many famous Chinese musicians hail from Xiamen. Every May there's an international music festival, and piano competitions and music festivals are also frequently held. On Huangyun Lu, on the way to Sunlight Rock, there's a concert hall where classical concerts are regularly held on weekends. Art. Xiamen Wuxipu Oil Painting Village has been named as the second of the world oil painting industry base, and the second batch of national cultural industry base, by the China Artist Association and the Culture Property Department of Culture Ministry. Xiamen has strong industry advantage in hand-painted oil painting, which has 2 main manufacturing bases here: Xiamen Wuxipu Oil Painting Village and Xiamen Hokkien Oil Painting Village. 80% market shares in European and American market is taken up by products exported from Xiamen. As the main manufacturing base of hand-painted oil painting in China, Xiamen Wuxipu Oil Painting Village has more than 5,000 artists. It has the ability to produce all kinds of oil paintings with different specifications and styles. With the support of Xiamen municipal government, it has formed a powerful industrial chain, provided related accessories such as frames, brushes and paint colors, and formed stable target customers composed by hotels, villas, high-class departments, galleries and so on. As another male manufacturing base of oil painting, Xiamen Hokkien Oil Painting Village has more than 3,000 painters. The scale of Xiamen Hokkien Oil Painting Village has developed rapidly in recent years, which is from originally 28 enterprises to more than 250 enterprises at the moment. The combination of manufacturing, sales and distribution makes it become industrial base of commercial oil painting. Media. Xiamen is served by Xiamen Media Group, which broadcasts news and entertainment such as movies and television series by AM/FM radio, closed-circuit television and satellite television. Media in Xiamen were temporarily blocked by the government in June 2007 when about 10,000 people participated in protests against the building of a paraxylene factory by Tanglong Aromatic Pxco Limited, which is owned by Taiwanese businessman Chen Yuhao. The incident, however, was solved smoothly later that year.